Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. I think everybody knows the whole Wrestlemania card is in a big disarray. Vince McMahon's got the writers, shaking everything up, trying to make it as good as it can be. Even though I think a lot of people, when they look at the card and what's gonna happen, they're sort of looking at it like, man, they're fucking it up. Nobody wants to see Fandango and Jericho. That was the big rumored match that they were putting out there. But the one match that I really wanted to see that looks like it's getting thrown out the window was Mark Henry against the Ryback. I'm always a big fan of two, just big guys going out there and just beating the holy hell out of each other. One of the matches that I put over more than anything else, I think, is one of my favorite matches. Well, it's not one of my favorite matches, but when I watch a pay-per-view, it really sets the tone. I think everybody knows about the Money in the Bank, highlighted by CM Punk and John Cena. Everybody saw the show. Everybody owns the DVD. It's a damn good show through and through. But the match between Mark Henry and the Big Show, when Mark Henry just manhandled the Big Show, he put his leg in the side of the steel chair and jumped on it. I believe in storyline it broke Big Show's leg, and it just set the tone. That they were really going to be pushing Mark Henry. He was, going to become the World Heavyweight Champion later that year. Maybe at that point, as a fan, you really didn't know. Maybe you thought, well, they're just building somebody up to make him a #1 contender because they've been using Christian versus Orton, so many times in a row here for you at that point. But I don't think, for me at least, it wasn't until he beat Sheamus at SummerSlam. Even though it was by countout, but when he manhandled him and he threw him through the barricade, and Sheamus couldn't return. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to put my prediction in. Henry's going to be the champ. I mean, to me, that match had to be the #1 contenders match, and from there, I think he has to be the guy that beats Orton, and he did at, I believe, the Night of Champions pay-per-view that year. But I don't know if you've been following along with the whole storyline between, the Shield. The Shield's been going around messing with the Ryback and Orton for a good while. And then out of the blue, Big Show, even though he's a heel, they started fucking with Big Show. I believe they've done the triple power bomb on Big Show twice now. Once at the end of Monday Night Raw, where you had to get the Raw app or WWE app in order to see it, and then I don't think anybody saw it, so they did it the next night. Or was it? It wasn't the next night. It was the next week on Monday Night Raw. They did it again. Just to make sure people saw it. Sort of like when they did the Cesaro versus Great Khali match, and everybody was really surprised that Cesaro was able to hit his finisher. They made sure that even though it was on main event, they did it on Monday Night Raw the next week, and then they acted like it never happened before, and like all the announcers were all so surprised that they saw it. I guess they don't watch main event. But Big Show, he's getting tired of messing with the Shield. He went to Orton and the Ryback, and he said, "Hey, yo, I want to join the team." And they turned him down, and they said, "Oh, well, I already messed it up." They didn't go to the Ryback. They went to Sheamus and Orton is who they went to, and Sheamus and Orton turned him down and said, "You know what? We're going to give the spot to the Ryback. We don't want to mess with you because he's a heel, and Big Show's been messing with them for a while, and I'm bet it just comes down to I don't think they can trust him." So that match is set up. It's set in stone as of SmackDown. You have Ryback, Orton, and Sheamus going up against the Shield. Mark Henry now, who's a guy that came back, caused a big scene at the Elimination Chamber. I guess you can almost say, even though he didn't win the match, he was like the MVP because once he was eliminated, he just basically ripped some shit up and he took everybody out with his finisher. Evening out the score with everybody laying on the ground in the Elimination Chamber match. And now, I don't know. I'm not a big Mark Henry fan, but it seems like I really like the guy. So, I mean, I'm not really going to be happy if this guy's left off Mania, even though I think that I don't think he's going to increase any pay-per-view buys by being on the show. I don't think anybody, really cares about it. Everybody's going to be caring about the big, I guess you can say 5 matches, maybe 4 matches at the top, and then also happens to be a World Heavyweight Championship match between Swagger and Del Rio. But, that's fine if they're going to leave it in the dust. But, they already had a main event set up. Mark Henry against the Ryback. That match starts. Mark Henry just flat out jumps the dude. Hits his finisher on him. I believe it was like 4 times he hits the Olympic Slam on... oh, no, it's not the Olympic Slam. It's the World's Strongest Slam. I was getting Henry mixed up with the Olympic gimmick that he used to have before Kurt Angle had it when he came into WWE in '96. But... why would they do that if they're not gonna do this match? I mean, is Ryback gonna sort of split on Team WWE? Is he gonna tell Orton and Sheamus that he's got bigger fish to fry, Mark Henry, and he's gonna ditch the Shield? I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe they were just gonna use the match because it was already booked on Monday Night Raw as a blow-off match to make sure that that storyline sort of got finished. They were redoing the ECW storyline between Kozlov and Ezekiel Jackson, where one guy topped each other over and over and over again, and then they just sort of became a tag team led by William Regal. I can't remember what the name of the group was, but they were finally able to capture the ECW championship on the last show ECW had, and then they never were able to do anything with the group because they broke them up. So I don't know, pretty stupid in my book. I don't know. I think a lot of people wanted to see Christian retire the ECW title, but they put Ezekiel Jackson over, who you can say that's probably the biggest highlight of his career, except for winning the Intercontinental title from Wade Barrett. But I don't think anybody honestly remembers that. I remember Cody Rhodes beating him on SmackDown to take the Intercontinental title away from him, putting the bag over his head. That was pretty cool. But I don't know. What match would you rather see? Would you rather see Ryback go up against Mark Henry, or would you rather see Ryback go up against the Shield again? Ryback already got his hands on the Shield twice now. He was in the TLC match, and he was in the Elimination Chamber match with Team Cena. So let me know what's fresh. What do you guys want to see? No matter what happens with that Shield match, I don't know. I think Randy Orton would look pretty badass running around with those guys from the Shield. If they're not going to patch him up with CM Punk and he's not going to be that guy, I don't know. You put a vest on Orton like the Shield has and have him running around sort of as a leader. I know he's already been the leader of a group with back in the day when he had DiBiase and Cody Rhodes running around with them. But we'll see. We'll see what's coming up. Let me know, guys. Peace out.